What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the table. We are talking X-Men 97, Season 2, the first 4 episodes. Giddy up, people. They came back with a bang. Let's get into it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, let's go. Boy, I've been waiting to talk about this for a long time.
You and me both. They picked up right where they left off last year.
Yes.
Yeah, we're four episodes deep already because last week we had 3 episodes come out and this week we had 1, and we're just getting around to recapping it.
Damn them for giving us this one.
But goddamn, was this episode 4? If this wasn't reminiscent of episode 5 last year in Genosha, that's all I'm gonna say. People should have seen that by now. Who have seen X-Men 97 season 1, Genosha, episode 5. Episode 4 was right on par.
Yeah.
Right on par.
We're gonna get to that. But yes, This is our full spoiler talk for the first 4 episodes of season 2. If you have not watched it, shame on you. Come on back. Put us on watch later. I am Kev, aka Spider Kev. I'm with the owner of Baby Gorilla Comics, Jose.
Hola, mi gente. I hope you guys. I'm so ready to talk X-Men 97.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
boy, it feels. I think we talked about it before the season came out. It felt so long since we've seen these characters again, because the first season was 2024.
I thought it was last year.
No,
has it been 2 years? Jesus Christ!
I believe.
I don't think so.
Daredevil was back to back.
Yeah, Daredevil was back to back year, but X-Men 97. Jesus Christ, man!
Yeah, man.
Like they just started off with a bang. We'll just start with the first episode. First episode, was just Nathaniel, Scott, Summers, and the whole Jean Grey and them, trying to change fate or change destiny or rearrange Apocalypse, because you have one group is in the future, one group is in the past, and we start first episode with Forge going back to get his boo.
His boo bang.
Revo.
I feel like this episode was the warm up. It was to get everyone back in and to prepare for what's about to happen. That's how I felt.
Yeah, it definitely was, and it just showed like you saw how they were trying to manipulate Apocalypse and trying to change it. I thought it was genius. Magneto was right. Like if you could change him. But like I was looking for the Watcher in this episode too, because I'm like, this is a pivotal point in time with the X-Men, and I'm having a hard time personally with, is it canon or is it not canon, especially with episode 4.
Yes,
but like in episode 1, going back to episode 1, where you have Scott and Jean, and they take Nathaniel Cable to escape, to raise him.
They didn't tell him yet that they're the parents.
No, they did not. And then that's his whole thing, was like, why did they leave me? Why did they abandon me? And finally Scott looks at Jean and he's like, we got to tell him. And they told him, and typical storyline. It was a very good, very first episode.
Yeah. But paying attention to details with Wolverine too, how every time he used his claws, they would get ripped out. And you could see him yelling in pain.
And he was in pain. My little man Lucas, he was watching it with me, and Lucas is only 8, and he was like, "Oh, that hurt him, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, he caught it." Like, they did a really good job of showing the bone claws, and they don't grow back, they break, and then he has the new ones. He feels that. What else happened in episode 1? Well, look what the cat drug in.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Hola, senor. We're just talking episode 1, which was just a filler, was an introduction into getting us warm up. back into the X-Men 97.
It was a good filler. It was they
Yeah.
definitely picked up on a high note. I really pick up what you're putting down about Wolverine. It was nice seeing him in his feral mode, breaking the claws off was
And it
definitely
happened
dope.
every time he used it on
Yep.
the robots. It happened every time.
Yeah.
The fact that he could get bone through metal, you know how hard he would have to hit against a metal robot to get bone. I mean, bone's hard, but damn, metal. And
Right.
you saw it every time he hit. But this episode had, Beast, it had Nightcrawler, it had Rogue, it had Wolverine, and they're just trying to get them back to time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the 90s.
Right?
As Bishop says 15 times in all episodes. But no, they started right where they left off. I loved it. I love the episode 1.
Yeah. I love the different intros too, by the way. The intro.
Yes, absolutely.
Every
Especially
intro
with
was
like
different.
the two clashing things at the end, like it's always different. Like when they start running to each other and like clash in the middle, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Definitely seeing the X-Force versus
dude,
uh
X Factor,
X Factor. That's what they are. Yeah.
Like when they introduced them, like I'm went past. I forgot that was the first episode. Also, because it's been 2 weeks. But yeah, when they introduced X Factor and X Force, and then you had the whole storyline with Jubilee and Sunspot and joining X Factor and Cable.
Jubilee, that intro with Jubilee and like getting her training with Cable, dude, that was like perfect. Like it just right up the speed. You can see like she's been doing it and like Cable trained her.
That was very reminiscent to episode 1 with Cyclops in season 1 when he was fighting in the warehouse to get Sunspot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was very like they finally showed what Jubilee can actually do. And
right.
It looked great. It looked great. And then her relationship with Sunspot, and like, she could just count on him to catch her. And like, it was just really good. They did a really good job of highlighting Jubilee in this episode. Right
off the helicarrier too. Like there was like this shield helicarrier they're fighting on. She just full on like the fugitive dives off of it, like Harrison Ford diving off the waterfall, and the fugitive just knows he's gonna be there. Sunspot. Dude, how cool was it when they took a page out of like the Christopher Nolan playbook of we're gonna turn off all the lights and let her like flashes being flashes when they're fighting down the hallway, and like, oh dude, that was so dope. I was like, Nolan did that and you did it really good too. I love seeing that. They seriously, like, only a show like X-Men 97 with people who like truly understand what makes each individual member of the X-Men special can take Jubilee and elevate her to a level like that. Dude, she busted out the rollerblades that were on the action figure from Toy Biz. I was like, man, like
she did her thing.
Funny.
She did her thing.
She killed it.
Yeah, she did. And it was good seeing Polaris too. Polaris hasn't gotten a lot of love.
No,
I'm glad that she's back, and she kind of did the right thing by letting her go.
Yeah, speaking of right thing, Jubilee, like of course the voice of like reason and like the moral conscience of the team. Yeah, exactly. Like from episode 1, way back when this show was sponsored by Pizza Hut, she was first episode. And Carl's told her right, and it's really good to see that his beliefs live on through her.
Yeah. But does Charles even believe that anymore? I'm just saying. We'll get into that.
I mean, we're not on episode 3 yet, dude. I just finished it. Okay, like,
did you see 4?
Yeah, 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just saw 4.
Yeah, I was about to say we're about to spoil the hell out of this for you.
Look, man.
But then I like the fact that you introduce like. They've in 4 episodes, they've introduced so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you introduce X-Force, you introduce X Factor, you introduce X-Men, you introduce in episode 4, you introduce you introduced them before, but I'm trying not to spoil stuff.
You can spoil it. It's a spoiler talk. Everyone's seen it.
Okay, you reintroduce now, and this is where my dilemma is. You introduce Kang back into the storyline. You introduce the Eternals back into the storyline with the Celestials. Is this canon to the MCU?
No,
because this is actually Kang really cool and the Eternals really cool. Like, it is obviously not canon to the MCU. Fact, myth busted.
But like, could you like? This is how you introduce these characters into the MCU, not Ant-Man and the Wasp, and introducing Kang the Conqueror. And
right.
Well, technically, didn't Kang get introduced in Loki first, or no?
No.
You sure?
No,
I think he was introduced in Loki first.
Was
Season.
he introdued in Loki?
The first season.
He might have been.
Look, it's been a minute.
It doesn't matter. It sucked.
Either way.
to quote Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But dude, they're introducing so much of the Marvel universe in such a good way.
Yes.
That, like, please don't Marvel just tends to destroy everything. But this is so good.
Say everything.
Well, a lot of things. It's
not
Disney,
DC.
the mouse with the knife.
It's not DC.
But then you go into episode 2, which was where
it was the X-Force.
X-Force.
Talk about something with the X-Force. Man, I saw the meme after I watched the episode. Like, no lie here. Like, straight truth. But, like, since they just call them, like, Ice Force, like, they are rounding up the mutants and put them in jail and get rid of them. They are ice. And it is not okay. And, like, F them, dude, for life. Dude, I saw me. It was like,
they're working for the government,
right?
You have to. It's basically Civil War. It's Iron Man versus Cap all over again. You know, and
we got
has hit the fan since they disappeared.
What did Jubilee call him? Like bargain bin Cyclops?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He was the Wish Cyclops, basically.
Yeah, something like that.
The Temu Cyclops. But and they showed Polaris. She looked phenomenal. Like, yes, she reminded me just, she's basically their rogue.
Can we speaking of phenomenal in that episode? Can we talk about Psylocke?
Yeah, I was about to say. I was gonna say it.
Psylocke and actually getting some of the roses she needs. I feel like she was in 1 episode, 2 episodes of the old series in a cameo. Holy smokes. Incredible. Seeing her true powers and what she can do as a psychic and just mashing people up with that sword. Got with the Asian with the British accent. Yep.
Yeah, she did the dude wore right to sleep with the knife.
Yep. Archangel looked great too.
Yeah.
And they did. Good. It's funny because last year, remember, Morph turned into him in the regular human form and not in the blue form.
Oh, really?
This year we get him in the blue form, in the Archangel form.
Oh man, what is his name? Warren? I can't think of his name. But yeah, it's really nice seeing him and seeing his PTSD from getting transformed and becoming Archangel from Apocalypse and having that through line from back in the 90s when the show first aired. It was really nice that they picked up on that thread. Yeah, and Cable was so badass.
Cable is not the Nathaniel that Scott and Gene know. This dude's we gotta kill him. We gotta kill the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah.
They killed the one mutant.
War.
No hesitation. They killed War. No hesitation. Just do it. And Jubilee tried to stop. He's like, no.
That's really the best Apocalypse could come up with was this dude.
Hey, you leave him and his bow cut alone. He looked like Guy Gardner.
Who wore it better, War or Guy Gardner?
Guy Gardner.
At least Guy Gardner took an oath.
Whatever. Anyway.
But He's got the lamest horseman, dude. I think it's in that episode when they're in the future. He's got the dude with the drum, like little drummer boy.
He gives a virus, the Asian chick that just
I was like, that's the best you can come up with. These are the horsemen of apocalypse. Like,
dude, when
I got sidetracked.
He tells Charles badass line. He goes, I would pick you for a horseman of the apocalypse, but you lack the one thing they all have is a spine. I'm like,
dude, that was
he got bars, yo.
Charles is like, didn't hurt.
Anyway, back to episode 2.
Episode 2. My bad.
But yeah, it's just it's good seeing three different teams. You got one in the future, one in the past, and one in the present. Obviously, with X-Force, it's just they have a code is to put down anything apocalypse related.
But they can introduce Deadpool too.
Yeah,
because that's where he was introduced to Canadian X-Force. But what else happened in episode 2 besides X-Force and
we kind of covered everything. It was just
did you guys cover
episode 3 and 4?
Can I get one thing on episode 1 real quick?
Yes.
Because I came in a little late here. Did you guys talk about when Nathaniel was locked up and Jean and Cyclops
I'm your
were
real
locked up?
daddy.
Oh, dude,
I'm
that hit in a way I was not expecting that to hit. Like, I was like, oh man, and then like he snaps into the Slim Jim and like gets full power. Dude, that was such a good scene, and I was like, this show hits on so many emotions. Like every single episode has an epic fight moment, if not 2, but it's also got that gut punch of like the feelings. Like just episode 1's right.
Just in the first episode when they're about to fight the Horsemen again, and Cyclops goes, "I guess you forget who you're dealing with. We're the X-Men." And Storm brings down the tornado. The theme kicks in. Woo! I had chills, brother. And
then, like in the next episode, we got Jubilee tearing it up. Like, come on, man! Like every single episode has amazing action. Every episode is epic. It does not feel like 30 minutes. It feels
no.
And then the last 2 episodes, like honestly, episode 3 and 4, I saw them back to back twice. Like I had to watch them together because it was just a perfect hour of cartoon television, and it was great storytelling. It was so much going on from you start, when in Sabanor, I love saying that name. When he goes to the first Pharaoh to fight him, and Magneto's in his ear, and he's like, I'm like, Charles, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like, you're so annoying, dude. Like, shut up and die.
You know what this reminds me of? The whole Magneto and Apocalypse. You know what that reminded me of? How Magneto was just on his shoulder, like, oh, this is your destiny.
Jiminy Cricket.
That shit gave me Emperor Palpatine and Anakin Skywalker type vibes, bro. That gave me that type of vibe of them, Emperor Palpatine in the background telling Anakin, "Oh, you have so much potential. You could be the strongest. You could be the strongest.
The dark side.
The dark. You could save Padme." That's what that reminded me. I don't know why. It just did.
But I get it. If you could go back in time and you had the chance to change Apocalypse to make him not evil, wouldn't you have to try?
Dude, it hit me so hard that Charles was kind of like, no, we need to like not do this. And like Magnus was the optimist in this, where he's like, no, we have our chance. We can do this. We can make this right.
Magnus. His
voice do kill me.
Magnus. And then like I love the comparison when they show Cable using his telepathy to go into, or Psylocke, he goes, "Oh, we don't need permission." And then you have Charles Xavier on the other. Magnus, I cannot just go into his mind without his permission. Fuck that. You need to do whatever you need to do to save the world and stop apocalypse.
Dude, they need to pull Skynet and go all the way back to when he was left in the desert, and they need to take that other dude out so he don't find him. Like, that's what they got to do. They got to John Connor this shit.
Baby Thanos.
Baby. But I will say, when Professor X goes into his mind the first time, could we see Onslaught?
No, Magneto's dead.
No. I'm just saying. Because we saw a planet, the same color and everything as Onslaught. And there was a voice. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
It could be. I mean, I can't remember if they touched on Onslaught. Onslaught's such a weird dichotomy
of the end of season 1, where they show like a silhouette of Onslaught. Didn't they show a silhouette when Magneto and Charles went into his brain?
I forget.
I would have to go back and watch, but
I wouldn't mind seeing it, because you know what would happen if Onslaught did show up? That means Hasbro Marvel Legends would release a new Build-A-Figure of Onslaught, and they need to do that, because the one that Toy Biz released 25 years ago sucks. Facts. Facts.
Anyway, episode 3. So we go back to the past. Yeah, we get Magneto is just on his shoulder, Apocalypse's shoulder, telling him his potential, his future, everything else. And Charles is telling him, we need to go. Like, this is not going to work. And I love how Rogue, Beast, and Nightcrawler are just in the background, just for the hell of it. Just for the vibe, just like, hey, I got food.
But dude, opening the episode and seeing like Nightcrawler Bamf, I was like, oh man, he's still like my favorite X-Men of all time, is Nightcrawler. And just
so cool.
I love him.
I can't blame Magneto though for trying to do that. I really can't, because like Apocalypse is the world's first. Well, in this, he's a Celestial. He was the world's first mutant.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a Celestial. So they're rewriting stuff, obviously, here, because you see the Celestials. I thought we were going to get the Watcher in episode 4 when they see him in the cosmos and everything like that, when they show the Apocalypse scene.
It does kind of seem like a canon event, though, because it seems no matter what, Apocalypse and this is inevitable. Like, what I loved about this is you got the dichotomy of like, is Charles wrong for wanting to pull out and not doing this, or is Eric right trying to stop the inevitable and change it? Like, there's no right answer between that.
Yeah.
No, for me, I think, you have to try, because Apocalypse is unbeatable. Like, he is too strong for the X-Men, and they say, and Kang even says it, or the Pharaoh Kang variant,
Ramatat
says, you will see, you will never be. It was either give Ramatat the power and he could stop Kang, but then he has all the power, or don't give neither one the power. And at the end, what happened? Apocalypse still has the power. And now the only thing is he doesn't have the spaceship anymore because Magneto destroyed it.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing with that. But like, I don't know. I don't know where you go with this, because he's got to wait 5,000 years into the future to catch up to the X-Men.
Yeah. Here's a question. It's not Abin Sur is a Green Lantern. It is, how do you say it? Abin Sur is the dead Green Lantern that came out to his ring. Yes. In Sabanur. Is he wrong for doing what he did? Charles lied to him, then had the chance to tell him the truth, told him half truth. Then Magneto lied to him, didn't tell him the whole truth, told him half truth, and they hid what was supposed to become. If they had taken the time and had told him, like, if you do this, we're from the future, this is what is going to end everything. If they like maybe let him know what he would become and how evil it is, instead of having him figure it out after being mad, do you think they could have changed him?
I personally don't. I don't think you can, because he was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
He was a mutant that was outcast, and in
Dude.
time he was just different. He was
Them
just a kid with
dreams.
blue crooked lips and pale skin or blue skin, whatever. And he was nothing, legit nothing. He wasn't worth the ground he walked on to his masters.
What did he say? He said, I think he said, like, I was an outcast even among slaves. Like, wow.
So for him to have that kind of power where he would never have to fear anything, and he would be a god, the end all be all of everything. How do you turn that power away and say no when you grew up with nothing?
If anybody could do it, if any team could do it, and this is the eternal optimist in me, it would be Charles and Eric. And they would just have to sit him down and tell him everything. I think it would be worth a shot.
I have always thought Charles Xavier was the villain.
You're not wrong. And I don't want to get into other reasons why he's the villain, but yeah, he's messed up a couple things.
Like, so I don't blame him. I don't blame him for taking the power, and becoming a god. And then the way he went about it, and the way, like, when he walked into that tomb or that ship, and you saw the hieroglyphics on the wall, and you saw Professor Xavier, you saw Beast, you saw Rogue, and Charles was like, oh shit, Magnus, he knows everything.
Yep.
It was just like,
you're Charles
knew all this is mine.
Yep, because Charles knew. See, he should have told him.
He tried. He tried to have his cake and eat it too. And
Charles always does.
If Magnus was applying Charles's ways in order to try to get Nur in Sabanor or Nur to change his ways or to become good, and it backfired because, like you said, he gave him half truths, and ultimately, you hid all this behind him. The fact that he found the X-Men thing and all this,
I'd be pissed.
Could have there been a chance? Maybe. Doubtful, but maybe.
I don't think so. I think there was already enough hate in his heart and everything that he was already too gone. That was even before he found the ship.
This right here is what makes these two episodes amazing. There is between the lies that Charles told, the lies thing he told, and like what could have been, and the fact that it's up for debate, and they painted a beautiful picture. I've never liked Apocalypse on he's always been just kind of like mustache twirling villain. I want to destroy everything, but like this gave him his humanity. I've never seen it before like this, and it was incredible.
I agree with you 1000%, Mike. This changed the way I've always liked Apocalypse. I've always liked villains. I'm a villain guy.
Dude's got like the dopest combination of color. He's blue and purple, like dude, rad.
When he transformed into Apocalypse, and I'm like, the luscious hair, you gotta get rid of the luscious hair. No, dude,
it came off really cool too. Like, that was such a dope transformation.
But dude, and then the way they show him just grow, and he goes, I'm a god now, and he just grows, and that's what Apocalypse can do. And then, Magnus is it. You see, they highlighted the friendship between Magnus and Magneto and Charles, and the love that although they've always been at odds, their friendship showed big time in that last episode, because Magnus always wanted to protect Charles, and he said, I told you, my friend, I would get you home, my old friend, and that's what I plan to do. And Charles, being Charles, he tried to not do what he said, and ultimately costing Magneto his life.
Yeah, and that wasn't an easy watch. Not at all.
Dude,
But
when he walked from behind him,
Yeah.
and he just picked him up by the head. I thought of Thanos
yeah,
when he said, I'm inevitable. That's exactly who I thought of. And then you see Charles crying. He goes, Magnus, I'm sorry. I can't. He can't beat Apocalypse. He can't stop Apocalypse. There was nothing he could do. And then Apocalypse just brings his cannon and it just lights up. And you see his entire rib cage and everything. Like if you took a flashlight to your finger and you know how your finger
Yep.
It looked just like that. And then
they showed it all from Charles' eye too, like the reflection. Perfect.
Yeah. Just like Gambit.
Mhm.
and
Just
they
as hard
brought
as Gambit.
They brought him up in earlier the episode where Rogue was talking to Apocalypse and saying how she can go back and hopefully he's there, someone he lost, and
he says,
that's
"Thank
probably
you,
how they're going to
Rogue."
bring him back to be a horseman.
Yeah, don't do it.
They're going to do it.
I'm
unfortunately.
I know
so
they are.
curious to see. I'm curious for a few things. One is I'm curious to see how they're going to use X Factor and X Force with the X-Men. Now that Charles is back,
Yeah.
you have 5,000 years for Apocalypse to catch up to the X-Men. He's immortal. His fury and wrath is going to be on a completely new level when he gets a hold of the X-Men. There will be more dead X-Men by the end of this season.
I think so.
I think there will be dead X-Men. They can't kill Apocalypse. They can't.
Telling you, they got a John Connor that stuff. Gotta go back. Skynet wasn't wrong.
Have him kill John Wick's puppy.
Oh no!
Can we talk about speaking of that fight? I want to bring up two fights inside that temple, or two things about that fight inside that temple. Charles is like, you must not let him get inside that machine, and then Nightcrawler's like, bam, bam, and Apocalypse and then Rogue flies over and she's down in 2 hits. It's like
2 seconds.
They put up with zero conflict. They were like, not a problem, barely an inconvenience. Like
Bishop was shooting at him, and he goes, "Get the hell out of here,
He did
Bishop!"
Nothing. He did nothing. Did nothing.
Right?
Why didn't Rogue take off her glove and just take his power?
I was thinking the same damn thing, dude.
Nightcrawler could have banished him out of the temple.
Right? He could have just pictured, I don't care, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, just gone. But yeah, he put up exactly 3.5 seconds worth of battle. But after that, when the city is exploding and you have Eric come out and the Fury with his cape blowing in the wind, and he ain't flying good because he's got that wound on his back and on his side rather, and he starts trying to battle the cannon that's coming down, and you can see he's not sure at first, and he finally gets his footing and he starts turning the tide. Yeah. And he brings in ship. And holy smokes, dude.
Is the power of Magneto, dude. He went into God mode.
He went exactly level.
And when it finally erupts and the screen goes white and it
I
shows
thought he was dead there.
I did too. I was like, they went full Akira, dude. They went full Akira. And then he lands and I was like, what's that?
And then he just flew like a crater, like Superman, right into the thing. And he got superpower. His ass would have died from that.
My dude's 70. Someone get him a hit, okay?
And if Apocalypse didn't show up, he would have survived.
Of
Bishop
course.
would have came back and got them both, and he would have gotten back.
Yeah.
But hey,
that episode, if Magneto would have lived, it wouldn't have as much impact.
No, absolutely not.
That's true.
I wish he should have killed Charles, not Magneto, but
but I was thinking about that because I was in my head, I'm like, how many times do I remember Magneto dying? There's probably a couple, but Charles dies all the time. Charles has already died in a season and a half. Charles has died 7 times. It was Jean Grey has died 12. Charles is 10.
Yeah.
What kills me was watching this episode, and the last 2 episodes, how many times has this poor guy been knocked out of his wheelchair and he has to get up?
Picking himself up and shit.
My dude's trying to grasp on sand. Like, I'm like, dude, you doing it?
Every time.
Why doesn't he telekinesis himself up and just pick himself up and go like Superman? I don't know.
He should have
like,
kept the leg from outer space that he had in season 1.
Yeah.
But like it, dude, when Apocalypse, after he kills Magneto, and he goes and he says something like, I always will be, and then he steps his foot right on Charles Xavier's face, and I'm like, if he just steps down, he'll snap his neck. And he goes, it is a coward who steps on over people like ants, using exactly what Magnus said to him, what Magneto said to him.
My goodness, that was amazing. And so, Charles with imagine, or something about your mom was right. Imagine a world without you, how much better it would be. And I was like, bars, dude. Like, oh my God.
She should have left you to burn.
Right? Holy smokes.
This is not the Xavier I know.
Yeah. No, dude, he's pissed. He killed his best friend, and like I'm thinking, like, and it got me choked up a bit because Charles and Eric are the best of friends, and there's a point where they just go different directions. And as he's sitting there crying for hours, I would imagine, in the sand, do you think he's thinking about all the time he lost with his friend because they didn't quite agree? And like what could have been
before he was trying to push him back to the future, he's like, you know, you and I had differences. I may have been the devil in your one hand, but we both were like, I forget exactly
something about leading the sinners to the prophet or something like that.
Yeah,
I played the role of the devil that sent the sinners to the prophet.
Something like yeah. Holy smokes, man! Like again, firing on like every cylinder, every single episode. Why can't they do this in film? Why can't they do this in film?
It's a lot of CGI for live action.
That's true. That's true. Dude, this was absolutely next level. Did you guys stay after the credits?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When it says skip credits, you know it's going to sound good.
I'm like, I went back to the first 3 episodes. Like, did I miss something? Did they say skip credit and I didn't watch it? And obviously you skip the credits and you see Cap and Black Widow, and Black Widow scares the shit out of a movie.
Yeah, and it's very reminiscent of that. I think it's the first Jim Lee cover where it's got
on the roof.
Yep. I was like, dude, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it though.
I knew exactly where you were going, buddy. I'm picking it up. Yeah, dude. I'm curious. I have no expectations for the next 4 episodes, except for I expect them to be damn great. But I don't know where they're going with this storyline. I don't know the comic book story for this, and I don't even think they're following it. I think they're taking liberties with it. And I like it. The story works, the animation's great, the storytelling looks good. It sounds amazing.
Yes.
Like I normally I watch it in my TV in my living room, but today I sat in the studio and I blasted the surround sound. I had it on the projector screen. Watching this thing blasting at like 70 decibels with the subwoofer blasting, like the fight scenes are freaking epic. Like the music that goes with this X-Men 97, like they're just firing on all cylinders, and I hope it keeps going, and I hope we get more stuff like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm wondering if they're going to end up going the Magneto clone route of Joseph. He was an early 90s Magneto clone that kind of joined the X-Men and ended up going into the Savage Land a little bit. I had an action figure of him. But I'm also wondering if they're going to bring in Zorn from the new X-Men, who was this character, he had this metal face, and nobody knew it was Magneto until he nuked like something and blew up a bunch of things, and then pulled off the mask and it was Magneto. I think Magneto is going to come back in an unexpected way.
Well, we know that we're gonna get the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and I think that's how they introduce Gambit. They bring back Gambit.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And who else do you want to see show up on this X-Men 97? Because we have X-Force, we have X-Men, we have the Eternals, we have Kang, we have so many different things now for this show that they're introducing, and they're taking a lot of liberties.
I want to see the 97 Frank Castle Punisher that showed up on the Spider-Man TV show in his van.
The big buff one. With the
Right. Who was shooting people with
Yeah.
like the cheese stuff that like foamed up.
We got
I don't-
Cabin Black Widow. Why not? Bring them all.
Yep.
Bring them all.
I don't know who I want to see. It would be nice to see Colossus come back.
Iceman.
Yeah, Bobby. Where's Bobby?
He's coming. He's coming.
He's my favorite
like-
X-Men.
Yep.
Dude,
Nightcrawler's your favorite.
we-
Iceman's mine.
Mhm.
I'm just curious to see. Part of me tells me that there's going to be some adaptation of this into live action. Like some of this is going to eventually be canon when
Yeah,
they
the Fox
introduce the
universe.
X-Men and stuff. No, I mean with the new X-Men universe in the new mutant saga that they're going to do. Like, are they going to go far? Are they going to tell 2 different stories? Like,
see, that's the tough thing. Like, how do you top this, even in live action? Like, this is
can't.
damn near perfect.
Like we
Um,
have Spider-Man coming up in what 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see something similar or close to this. Because oh no, that's Doomsday. That's Doomsday, where we'll see something similar like this with different worlds, where they're going to introduce the X-Men versus the Avengers, and all these different team ups.
That's why I think you end up going with the original X-Men roster of Angel, Beast when he was a man, like, because you can't jump right to like the Chris Claremont run, and with the new X-Men, I think you have to build it from the ground up, and which is tricky
Do you?
because how do you do Eric not being a Holocaust survivor? Because how old would he be?
Yeah,
If you
Eric-
kind of start running in, yep.
you don't need origin stories anymore. Like
True.
these, like you take a page out of James Gunn. You don't need origin stories because these characters are established. People are going to read up on them if they don't know who they are. Most
Mhm.
people know the core X-Men, and if you go with that, it's safe, and you don't have to do origin story. Just bring them into a universe that already exists.
Look what he did with Mr. Terrific. Like, there's your gold standard right there.
Yeah,
So,
Well, I also going back to the first episode, how we, Jose said it was a filler. We also forget like that was kind of Cable's origin story in the first episode.
yeah.
Both Apocalypse and Cable had their origin stories in these first 4 episodes.
yeah.
They're both similar. They both got into a ship. That's how they became who they are.
But now, how does this change them? Because Nathaniel knows that Jean Grey and Scott is their mother now in the past. And in the future, Apocalypse no longer has a ship, and now he knows who the X-Men are.
Maybe Eric's sacrifice won't be in vain this time. I don't know. And again, this
I
is
don't
where
know.
time
It's
travel
all
comes in. And it gets
speculation,
all,
yeah.
dude, it gets all crazy, and I love it. This is
The
these
fun
4
part of this.
episodes were amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal for
I
doing
love
this.
speculating and trying to figure it out, and I'm okay with being wrong. It's just fun. It's just so much fun.
Yeah,
Like, I love
it's
it.
fun.
Speaking of fun, how fun was that little Thor cameo when, first off, when Aurora
Morph.
was bringing in the freaking solar flares, like, holy crap. And then, like, Thor, like, Morph turns into Thor. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Morph. I love
Yep.
Morph.
She's
But-
not just a mutant of the web. She's also a, how do they call it?
She's not a mutant. She's a god.
She's a god of the
Weather witch.
cosmos.
Yeah.
That's great. So
Yeah.
great.
Love
Anything
her.
else you guys want to bring up before we wrap up?
I can't wait for Spider-Man in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
And we're
I
going deep, so I'm really looking excited. I'm looking forward to that day.
Michael?
I can't wait to see what's next. Like I don't know what's next, and I think that's one of the best parts of this X-Men show is I didn't quite know what was next in season 1, and it surprised me every single time enough that it was where I started doing reactions to things online. Um and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's next.
No spoilers. Isn't it nice when there's no spoilers for stuff?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful time.
Get
Last
back to
thing-
the
what do you got?
90s.
The last thing I will say is that's a positive thing. As a comic book fan, as we all are, we love this franchise. We love the X-Men. We have been wanting great storytelling when it comes to these characters. Fox gave us great things. I'm not saying they haven't. They gave us great movies. They gave us great characters. From season 1 of X-Men 97 to where we are now and where we're going to be, we have reached the peak of the mutant saga. This is their era. This is their year. Like, this is their years to come. And I can't wait to see more, whether it's animated or in live action.
I
Reach
just
on.
hope the live action can do. Hopefully, the live action can do it justice.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with this animated series. Is on some DC level animated stuff, because DC has the animated culture for comic book movies on lockdown. No one does it better than them. You know, we got Nightfall coming out soon for Batman. That looks amazing. This is the first thing I can say that Marvel has put out that rivals anything DC has done in the animated spectrum.
I guess it's been 2 years, but I had to think about it when people were like, X-Men is the best animated comic book thing ever, and I'm like, Batman the animated series, but like,
It's not that far off.
I'm really starting to lean into, I think, and like, don't put this on the internet, but I really starting to think that
You
the
do know we have a
X-Men.
podcast, right?
Oh crap! The X-Men intro may be the absolute best comic book cartoon intro. I'm really starting to think that.
Yeah, it's just you hear it and it just like my son. I love my kids, but Lucas, this kid's a character. He goes, we had to get football equipment today because Logan and Lucas are playing football.
All right.
And they were looking for me, and Lucas yells to Sharon, and he goes, "I think Dad's in the studio watching X-Men, you know." And he starts like singing the theme, and my wife's like just dying laughing. She goes, "He's definitely your son."
That's awesome.
And he's sitting like my two little ones, Logan and Lucas, Zoe, Maddie and Kayla. We literally sit here and watch it together, all the episodes, all 5 of us, 6 of us.
That's right, Ed.
Yeah, so it's even my wife sits there, but she doesn't watch it.
She's there in spirit.
She's there in spirit.
Oh boy.
But
Well,
no, this is definitely a great show, and keep it coming because I can't wait for next Wednesday to see what happens when they get back to the 1990s.
Absolutely, dude. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments what you think so far of X-Men 97 Season 2. Also, follow us on our socials, Geeks and Nerds Podcast, on every platform, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. Follow Jose at his comic book store, Baby Gorilla Comics at Pendel, PA. Buy a friggin' comic book.
Website's coming. BabyGorillaComics.com is coming. You can see it now. can't really purchase anything, but the toys are getting listed. We're doing it slowly but surely, me and Kayla. But if you go to babygorillacomics.com, you actually can purchase toys right now. But give me a little bit of time, please.
There it is.
There it goes. babygorillacomics.com.
Brad, dude, proud of you, man.
Hell
Thank you,
yeah,
brother.
dude.
Killing it.
Also, even though he's not here, but follow George if you want to book a session with George at GM Productions. GM Productions on Instagram. DM him, make a session. He'll make you sound good. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
I want someone out there in podcast land to call up George and be like, I can sing the X-Men theme really good, and like he'll see if George will do it. Kev,
Jose. What the hell am I pointing at? Jose's son, literally just said he.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
I want George. I want to acapella the X-Men theme, and I want you to make me sound amazing. You can do it.
I know. I'll be the high pitch. I got you.
You got the piano there, Peaches.
Damn right.
All right, folks.
Until next time, we'll see you guys back at the table.
Deuces.
Adios.